Love after 60. If he avoids these 5 topics, he doesn't see a future. When you're dating after 60, time becomes precious, and you can't afford to waste months or years with someone who isn't genuinely committed to building a future with you. But how do you know if he's truly serious about long-term partnership or just enjoying your company for now? There are 5 specific topics that reveal everything about his intentions, and if he consistently avoids these conversations, he's telling you without words that he doesn't see you in his future. Welcome back to 60 Wise Living Advice. Today, I'm going to reveal the 5 topics that separate men who are genuinely interested in building a life with you from those who are just passing time. Understanding these will save you from investing your heart and energy in relationships that were never meant to go anywhere, while helping you recognize when you found someone who truly sees you as part of his future. This isn't about pressuring someone into commitment or forcing conversations too early. It's about recognizing the natural signs that indicate whether someone is emotionally available for the kind of relationship you deserve at this stage of your life. But first, if you're ready to understand how to identify genuine relationship potential and avoid wasting time with men who aren't serious about your future together, hit that subscribe button now. Here at Wise Advice for Elderly, we help you navigate mature relationships with wisdom and protect your precious time and heart. Topic number 1. Living arrangements and home decisions. Maya Angelou once said, "When people show you who they are, believe them the first time." When a man over 60 consistently avoids discussing where and how you might live together in the future, he's showing you something painful but important. He doesn't see you as a permanent part of his life story, even if he genuinely enjoys the chapters you're sharing right now. This conversation about living arrangements cuts to the heart of everything, because men at this age aren't just thinking about an apartment or a house. They're thinking about the place where they'll spend their remaining years. They've established homes filled with decades of memories, routines that bring them comfort, and living situations that reflect who they've become. When they're serious about a future with you, something beautiful happens. They naturally start reimagining these spaces with you in them. The shift is profound and unmistakable. Robert, 68, described it perfectly. "When I was simply enjoying Margaret's company together, loving our dinners together, appreciating our conversations, but not thinking beyond the present moment, I never once brought up questions about where we might live together or how we'd combined our households. My house was my house, her apartment was hers, and that felt fine. But then everything changed when he met Linda. I found myself walking through my house with completely different eyes," Robert shared, his voice softening with the memory. "I'd look at my bedroom and wonder if Linda would be comfortable there, or if she'd want to redecorate. I'd stand in my kitchen thinking about whether we'd want to find a new place together, somewhere that felt like ours rather than mine that she moved into. These thoughts just started happening naturally because suddenly I couldn't imagine my future without her in it." When he's avoiding this topic, the signs are heartbreakingly clear. He changes the subject whenever you mention future living situations, as if the conversation makes him uncomfortable. He gives those maddeningly vague responses about seeing what happens regarding housing, never committing to any concrete vision that includes you. He avoids discussing the practical realities, whose furniture would stay, whose would go, how you'd blend 2 lifetimes of possessions. He never invites you to truly envision yourself in his space permanently. And he deflects conversations about downsizing, relocating, or making homes more suitable for aging together. But when he's genuinely planning a future with you, the conversation takes on an entirely different quality. He asks thoughtful questions about your preferences for living arrangements, wanting to understand what would make you happiest and most comfortable. He discusses practical considerations like proximity to your adult children, access to quality medical care, or neighborhood safety.
He brings up topics about making spaces work for both of you, maybe converting a spare room into your craft space or discussing whether his beloved recliner would fit with your aesthetic vision. Most tellingly, he considers accessibility modifications you might need together as you age. Grab bars in the bathroom, a bedroom on the main floor, a house that would accommodate walkers or wheelchairs if needed. These conversations reveal a man who's not just thinking about tomorrow, but about all the tomorrows you might share together.
Topic number 2, family integration and holiday planning. There's something beautiful that happens when a man starts seeing you as his future. He begins naturally weaving you into the fabric of his family life. Suddenly, you're not just someone he enjoys spending time with. You become part of how he envisions holidays, family gatherings, and the ongoing relationships that matter most to him. Family integration becomes crucial after 60 because we've all established deep traditions, relationships with adult children, grandchildren, and extended family. When someone is serious about you, they start automatically envisioning you as part of these ongoing relationships and celebrations. Thomas, 69, experienced this shift. He said, "I knew I was serious about Susan when I started thinking about Thanksgiving dinner and automatically including her in my mental planning. I began wondering how she'd get along with my daughter, whether her grandchildren would enjoy meeting mine, how we'd handle Christmas traditions. When I was dating casually, I never thought beyond the current moment." Signs he's avoiding this topic include never mentioning you meeting important family members, keeping holiday plans completely separate, avoiding conversations about how your families might get along, never including you in family gathering discussions, or deflecting when you bring up blending families or creating new traditions. Genuine interest shows up when he expresses curiosity about your family traditions, brings up you meeting his children or grandchildren, includes you in planning family events, discusses how to respectfully handle different family customs, and shows interest in creating new, shared traditions that honor both your backgrounds. When he sees a real future with you, family integration becomes a natural part of his planning, not something he avoids or postpones indefinitely. Topic number 3, financial partnership and security planning. When love meets reality at our age, one of the most telling indicators of genuine commitment is whether he's willing to navigate the practical financial conversations that come with building a life together. These discussions aren't about money itself. They're about demonstrating that someone is thinking seriously enough about your future together to consider the real-world realities that partnership would involve. At 60 and beyond, financial compatibility isn't just about whether you can afford dinner dates together. It's about whether you can envision creating security, stability, and peace of mind as a team. Men who see you as a true life partner naturally begin considering how financial partnership would actually work in practice. David, 65, admitted with startling honesty, "I realize now that I avoided financial conversations with Patricia because discussing money felt too serious, too permanent. Those conversations would have made our relationship feel real in a way I wasn't ready for. But when I met Carol, everything shifted. I found myself wanting to understand her financial situation, not to judge it, but to figure out how we could build security and stability together." Avoidance reveals itself in predictable ways, deflecting conversations about retirement planning or long-term financial security, never discussing how daily expenses might be shared or managed together, avoiding topics about wills, estates, or inheritance planning that acknowledge your shared future, showing visible discomfort when practical financial matters naturally come up, or keeping financial information completely private without any transparency about future planning. Serious interest manifests differently. Genuine openness to discussing financial values and approaches to money management. Willingness to share general information about retirement planning and security without feeling defensive. Authentic interest in understanding your financial comfort level and concerns. Thoughtful discussions about how to handle expenses fairly in a partnership, and natural consideration of practical matters like insurance, healthcare costs, or estate planning as they relate to your potential future together. When he sees you as his partner, these conversations feel necessary and even exciting because he's planning a life that includes you. If you're recognizing the importance of these practical conversations in determining relationship seriousness, leave a comment below about which topic feels most revealing to you.
Topic number 4. Health and aging together. One of the most profound ways to gauge whether someone sees you as their life partner is how they approach conversations about health and aging. At our stage of life, true commitment means looking beyond romance and attraction to consider the deeper realities. How will we support each other through the health challenges and changes that come with growing older together? This topic reveals the depth of someone's commitment because it requires them to think past the honeymoon phase to the authentic partnership that aging together demands. Men who are serious about long-term partnership naturally begin considering not just the joyful moments ahead, but how you'll care for each other as health needs inevitably evolve. James, 67, described his emotional awakening. When I started having real feelings for Carol, I found myself thinking about things I'd never considered in casual relationships. What if one of us needed more care someday? How would we handle health scares together? What kind of support system would we create as we age together? These weren't depressing thoughts. They were actually loving ones about wanting to be there for each other through whatever life might bring. Signs of avoidance are telling. Deflecting conversations about health concerns or aging realities, showing visible discomfort when healthcare topics naturally arise, never discussing how you might support each other through illness or health challenges, avoiding conversations about long-term care or aging-in-place planning, or keeping health information completely private without any consideration of how it might affect your shared future. Genuine commitment reveals itself differently. Appropriate openness about health histories and current concerns, sincere interest in how you might support each other through health challenges, thoughtful consideration of practical matters like healthcare directives or emergency planning, discussions about staying healthy together through exercise, nutrition, or lifestyle choices, an honest acknowledgement that aging brings changes you'd face together as a team rather than separately. When someone truly loves you at this stage of life, the prospect of caring for you isn't a burden to avoid. It's a privilege they're hoping to earn.
Topic number 5. Legacy and life purpose planning. Perhaps the most profound indicator of whether someone sees you as their true life partner is their willingness to discuss legacy, purpose, and how you might contribute to something meaningful together in whatever years remain. This conversation transcends personal comfort to explore what kind of impact you might have together, what you want to accomplish, contribute, or create as a partnership. At our age, we're acutely aware that time is precious, and how someone envisions spending that time reveals everything about their intentions. Men who see you as a genuine life partner naturally begin thinking beyond personal happiness to shared purpose and the meaningful legacy you might build together. William, 66, described his profound transformation. When I was dating without serious intention, I only thought about what I wanted from a relationship: companionship, fun, someone to share activities and meals with. But when I started thinking about Susan as my true life partner, everything shifted. I began considering what we might accomplish together, how we could contribute to our families and community as a united couple, what kind of meaningful legacy we might create together in whatever years we have left. Avoidance reveals itself in predictable patterns, deflecting conversations about life goals and remaining aspirations, showing complete disinterest in what you want to contribute or accomplish in your later years, never discussing how you might support each other's dreams or unfulfilled goals, avoiding conversations about volunteering, family contributions, or community involvement as a couple, or focusing exclusively on personal pleasure and entertainment without considering shared purpose or deeper meaning. Serious commitment manifests very differently. Genuine curiosity about your dreams and goals for your remaining years, thoughtful discussions about how you might support each other's aspirations and unfulfilled dreams, authentic interest in contributing to family or community together as a team, meaningful conversations about what kind of legacy or positive impact you might create as a couple, and enthusiastic planning of activities or commitments that extend beyond personal enjoyment to include purposeful contribution to something larger than yourselves. When someone truly loves you at this stage of life, they don't just want to enjoy their remaining years with you, they want to make those years matter together. When a man consistently avoids all 5 of these topics, living arrangements, family integration, financial partnership, health and aging planning, and legacy creation, he's sending a clear message that he's not thinking about you as a permanent partner. He may enjoy your company, appreciate your relationship, and even have genuine feelings for you, but he's not prepared for the depth of commitment that mature partnership requires. Frank, 68, reflected, "Looking back, I can see that with women I wasn't serious about, I unconsciously avoided anything that felt too permanent or too integrated. I kept things in the present moment because I wasn't ready to envision a shared future. When I met the right woman, these conversations became natural and even exciting because I wanted to figure out how to build something beautiful together." Conversely, when someone brings up these topics naturally or responds positively when you introduce them, they're demonstrating that they're thinking seriously about your future together. They're not just enjoying the present relationship, they're actively considering how to create a sustainable, meaningful partnership for the years ahead. Understanding these 5 topics gives you a roadmap for evaluating relationship potential without being pushy or demanding. You don't need to bring up all these subjects immediately or pressure someone into discussions they're not ready for. Instead, pay attention to whether these topics arise naturally over time and how he responds when they do come up. Patricia, 64, shared her experience. "Once I understood what to look for, I could see the difference immediately. Men who were just enjoying my company would deflect or change the subject when these topics came up naturally. But the man I eventually partnered with not only engaged with these conversations, he often brought them up himself because he was genuinely thinking about our future together." If this video helped you understand how to evaluate genuine relationship potential, make sure to subscribe to Wise Advice for Elderly and share this with someone who's navigating dating after 60. Let me know in the comments which of these 5 topics you think is most revealing. And remember, you deserve someone who's excited about planning a future with you, not someone who avoids thinking about your tomorrow together. Remember, beautiful soul, your future is precious, and you deserve someone who wants to be part of it in real, practical, meaningful ways. Don't settle for someone who only wants to enjoy your present while avoiding your future.